Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Savvy Cast. This is Jamie, and I'm so glad that you're listening today. Whether you are watching on YouTube or joining me on the podcast, thank you for being here. I am going to zip through some Trader Joe's faves, and many of these have not been mentioned previously. A few of them might have been, but if I mention them again, they bear repeating because when I go to Trader Joe's, there are some of those items that I always put in my cart because they're just must have. So here we go. And let me just say, if you're driving, don't worry about writing any of this down. Everything will be in the show notes. I will write down everything. I'll give you a little shopping list. So I'm going to start with the frozen. And these are things that I always keep on hand. And I'll tell you how I use all these things because I think that's important. Because some of these things, if you get it, if you don't know what to do with it, it's sort of useless. So I'm going to hold up 2 frozen corns, and this is roasted corn. This is fire roasted corn, and it's charred. It's fire roasted. So the corn has that little bit of fire roasted taste. It's like a little smoky flavor. This is fabulous to add to soups, especially like a tortilla soup or a taco soup, any place that you would use corn. This is a fabulous corn to add, and it's just going to give it up level the taste just a little bit and add a little bit of smokiness. So I love, love, love this. I'm going to tell you how I plan to use this fire roasted corn in a new way for me. I am going to make some chicken nachos, and I'm going to make them in the oven like a sheet pan. My friend Cindy sent me this recipe, and it's basically going to have like taco or fajita seasoned chicken, peppers and onions, and I'm going to sprinkle some of this corn, some tomatoes, and I'm going to do some pepper jack and chunks of avocado, and then it calls for a little bit of barbecue sauce. She sent me a picture of hers made before they ate it, and she said it's fabulous. So I'll be sharing that soon, but I thought, oh, how fun to put the roasted corn on that sheet pan meal. Okay, now this is Trader Joe's Mexican style roasted corn with cojita cheese. I keep this, and anytime I do any kind of taco, fajito, anything Mexican for an entree, I always serve this corn. It's got the cojita cheese, and it's a 1 skillet. It's about 5 minutes. It is so yummy. And when we have small group, we've had taco night, I'll get at least 2 of these or 3, put it in a pan and just keep it warm. And it's great to top a taco or to put in a burrito or just eat as a side. So those 2 corns. Okay, this is a freezer item that I've not tasted yet, but I was in line this week, and just this cute lady, we didn't know each other. She said, have you had this bread? So I'm going to hold it up, and it's 5 cheese Greek spiral with Gouda, Kasseri. I'm probably not pronouncing that wrong. I've never heard of that cheese. It's obviously Greek cheese, Kasseri, Kefalotiri, semi-hard cheese, and blue cheese. Y'all, I've never heard of some of those, but I'm going to hold it up. It looks like one big, huge phyllo dough spiral, or it looks like a big cinnamon roll that's got cheese instead of cinnamon and sugar. She said this is next level. So because she told me that, I got 2, and they've been in the freezer. So I will plan to serve these, but y'all, I pretty much trust most women who rave about something. So got this, and it's great because all you do is you bake it for 25 to 30 minutes and then let it cool for 5 to 10. Anything with all these cheeses has got to be yummy. Okay, I'm going to go on to cheese. Y'all, this is I'm going to start with 2 cheeses that are my absolute favorite. I will never do a charcuterie or any kind of cheese board that doesn't have these two cheeses. The first one is Trader Joe's Asiago cheese with rosemary and olive oil. If I did not exercise restraint, I promise you I could eat at least half of this. And if I were really hungry, I could eat all of it. Now, what I love about this Asiago is one of my favorite cheeses anyway. It's just like it's got that sharp sort of that Parmesan taste, and it's just so yummy, packed with flavor. It's just a mouthful of flavor. This has the added flavor components of rosemary and olive oil. And as you can see, the rosemary is on the top and on the sides. I always serve this with like a water cracker, and my absolute favorite. Now, they are ridiculously expensive, and the only place I've seen them is Fresh Market, and I actually go there sometimes just to get those crackers. Anyway, you can also find at Publix, there is like a round water cracker that's got rosemary in it. It doesn't have to have rosemary because you're going to get the rosemary in the cheese, but a plain water cracker or one with rosemary or just olive oil and salt, you don't want it to compete with, you just want it to complement this cheese. Everybody loves this cheese. This is my favorite sweet cheese from Trader Joe's. Blueberry vanilla chevre or chev, bel chev. I think it's bel chev. Anyway, it's goat cheese. Okay. As you can see, it's a log of goat cheese, and it's covered in these fabulous, y'all, they look like wild blueberries. They're moist and tender, and it's got some vanilla infused in it. Literally, I can eat at least half of this. This is so fabulous. Now I want to show you a holiday version. This is just covered in cranberry. Fabulous. Now I'm going to show you all how the cracker, or how I serve this. And I don't do a cracker. This is my first favorite. This is Trader Joe's, and y'all, I've been to Trader Joe's twice this week because the first time I went, they did not have these. They were sold out, I guess. And I went back because these are their cookie thins, old world recipe cookie thins, Meyer lemon. Y'all, they're paper thin Meyer lemon cookie thins, and they are outstanding. And the lemon goes perfectly with this blueberry goat cheese. It's fabulous. Lemon and blueberry are just very good together. The cranberry, I would probably maybe lean toward just a almond thin or just a butter cookie or just something simple, because cranberry's tart. So I would get something like that. I love these. And you could also put either of these on the cookie thins triple ginger. So y'all, when you see cookie thins at Trader Joe's, just know they're fabulous. Okay. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but they're Feta, just their block of Feta. It's an 8-ounce block, just simple. It is always better if you crumble your own Feta. It's just going to look better. It's going to have a better consistency. It's going to look more like what you would get at a restaurant. And it's just going to taste better than pre-crumbled. Any cheese that you grate, shred, crumble yourself is going to be better than anything that's pre-done. And this is a very good price point. And it's, once you open it, you just crumble what you need, whether it's on top of a salad or whatever, and then just stick it into like a quart Ziploc, and it keeps beautifully. So I've been buying that. I used to go to Costco and buy the big President's crumbled Feta. I haven't seen that there lately, but now that I've been using this fresh, which you can actually slice and lay on top of a salad for people to eat that way if they choose. Okay, here is another one that I love to get because, believe it or not, this can be hard to find. Smoked Gouda. So this is Trader Joe's, and it just says Dutch smoked cheese, and it is Holland smoked Gouda. You see it's got the rind, but it's just a good soft Gouda. It has a fabulous flavor, and I love to include one smoky cheese on my cheese board. So since we're on cheese board, I'm going to zip right into crackers because the smoked Gouda would go very well on any of these crackers. And I'm going to start with my favorite, Trader Joe's Some Enchanted Cracker, multi-grain crackers. Y'all, they're in this long box. These I could eat probably 1/3 of a sleeve, literally, if I had no restraint. They're so yummy. They are so good by themselves. They have a good bite. They're just real hearty, but they have got seeds and flavor. They're wonderful, wonderful. So they're great with any cheese like cheddar, Gouda, anything. They're great. And then right here, it looks like that's some sort of cream cheese or Boursin. Love the enchanted crackers. Okay, I also highly, highly recommend these Trader Joe's bite-sized everything crackers. They are topped with garlic, onion, sesame, poppy, and caraway seeds, and there are no artificial colors or flavors or preservatives. And all the other crackers and those cookie thins, I believe it's the same. I don't think there's anything artificial in those either. These are perfect because they're loaded with flavor. This would be great with just a simple Boursin spread or even just a cheddar, just something, because they've got a lot going on. So they would go well with just a simpler cheese. And I think this is a great deal, and it's a must if you're going to do a charcuterie, because I think this is less than $3. Maybe it's $3.29. I'm not sure. Organic cracker assortment. And it is a 13.23 ounce box. And this is what it has in it. Stone ground wheat crackers, which every charcuterie needs just a plain stone ground wheat. And it has a sea salt cracker, another good basic cracker that will go with almost any cheese. A salt and pepper cracker, another good basic cracker. An entertainer square cracker, a multigrain cracker, and a water cracker. So really, if you get this organic cracker assortment, this will really have everything you need. If you couldn't get anything else, this would cover the gamut, because these water crackers you could use with your goat cheese, either in the cranberry or the blueberry. The water cracker would go with those. And then all of these simple crackers would go with your other cheeses. You've got rectangle, circle, hexagon, and square. You've got different shapes, and this is just great. So if you see this, get it. Trader Joe's organic cracker assortment. Now I just have a few things left. Okay, this was freezer, and I forgot to include it in my freezer lineup. This is very simple, but on nights that you need brown rice, and y'all, I have a rice cooker. Brown rice is not hard if you have a rice cooker, but some nights you just don't want to fool with it. Their organic brown rice is literally, it says microwave perfect in 3 minutes. It really is. And y'all, brown rice is one of those things. It's a different kind of consistency anyway, but this always turns out beautifully. Always keep this in my freezer. Okay, I wanted to include this. I don't know if I mentioned it before. This is one of the first things you come to is the produce when you're in Trader Joe's. This is their broccolini. They call it baby broccoli. And it's just so pretty. It's green, fresh, and pretty. Okay, those of you on YouTube, you can see it. And my friend Kim, she's my hairdresser, but she's my friend. Every time I'm in her chair, we talk about food. She makes a salad out of this. You can either use baby broccoli or you can use Brussels sprouts, but you would steam it first, get it a little charred, like in a skillet, however you would like to eat it. And then she puts, of course, you want to let it cool first. You can have some cut up chicken, roasted chicken, rotisserie, and you put the broccolini, and that chicken and some pistachios. And it's so good. It's just a different kind of salad. Instead of lettuce, it has broccoli, or you could use Brussels sprouts, but very, very, very yummy. Now, you can also just steam. A lot of times I'll just steam this. And when it's done, I'll put a little ghee. I'll put kosher salt, pepper, and I love to I always squeeze fresh lemon juice over any broccoli that we're going to eat as a side. Super healthy, super delicious. I mentioned the sheet pan chicken nachos that I'm going to make. I'm not a huge fan of pre-shredded cheese, but this is different. This is Trader Joe's shredded cheese blend. It's pepper jack with jalapeno, habanero, and red bell peppers. It is a very good pepper jack. And if you can see, those of you on YouTube, it's a very thickly grated. It's not thin. And I do not detect any of that powdery coating. So I always buy this. This is just a really good cheese. It's got a good texture, good look. Okay. This is really good. I've had this, and I like things that are fully cooked that you just reheat. This is wonderful. It's fully cooked Trader Joe's. It's where the bacon is. Maple chicken breakfast sausage. And it is minimally processed. It's no antibiotic chicken, maple syrup, brown sugar seasoning, paprika, and 2 links has 90 calories, 4 grams of fat, and only 3 carbs, and only 3 grams of sugar, and it's got 10 grams of protein. This is great with any kind of biscuit, a savory biscuit, because you've got a little sweet here. But it's also great with pancakes, Belgian waffles, whatever, but it's just a little bit different, and it's fully cooked and easy. All you have to do is heat it through. Okay, I'm going to now show you 3 snacks. I probably mentioned these, but if you enjoy salty snacks, things with a little bit of kick, this is one of my go-tos when I really crave some salt. These Trader Joe's rolled corn tortilla chips, chili and lime. I think they're like Trader Joe's version of that Takis or Tickies, whatever those things are at Publix, but I feel like they're probably much better. They are rolled tortilla chips. They're spicy, and they're from stone ground corn masa. So I doubt those Takis or whatever that are at the grocery store are made like this. They have the chili lime seasoning, and they are spicy. So these are they're yummy if you need a little hit. Okay. On that yummy chicken sheet pan meal that I'm going to be cooking this week, it calls for 2 kinds of tortilla chips. It calls for nacho cheese Doritos, and it calls for just regular tortilla chips. So I got 2 Trader Joe's tortilla chips that I'm going to use. And the first one is, instead of Doritos, these are much better, in my opinion, Trader Joe's nacho cheese tortilla chip. And it says they're not your average. They're made with quality ingredients. Okay, so they're made with organic stone ground, white and yellow corn, real cheddar cheese. And these to me are fabulous. So I'm going to be using those. And y'all, I love these. Love these. Trader Joe's quinoa black bean infused tortilla chips. They're hearty. They have great flavor. And they are made with stone ground white corn, red quinoa, and black beans. You will not miss just a plain corn tortilla if you get these. They are so yummy. I'm going to end with one thing, and it's one reason that I went back to Trader Joe's twice, or once after. I went twice this week, but I went back because they were out of this. And when I went back, I bought like 10 of these because I love it so much. And I forgot to bring, it's down in my fridge. I have the bruschetta that's from the refrigerated case that you would get where the produce is, because it's kept cold, because it's their fresh bruschetta, which is fabulous. This is their jarred bruschetta. This looks like what you would get like a pizza sauce or something in a jar. So it's Trader Giotto's bruschetta, an Italian tomato topping with garlic and basil. And I'm just going to read the list of ingredients because it's not long. Diced tomatoes, canola oil, which canola oil is not a good oil, but garlic, onions, distilled vinegar, salt, basil, spices, and that's it. I don't know if you can see the texture of this, but y'all, I have eaten it with a spoon. It is so full of flavor, and you can have an instant, easy appetizer if you keep this on hand. And I also left my Trader Joe's not my bruschetta, my baguette. Trader Joe's has a 19-inch baguette. It's in that basket where they put their fresh bread. Get one of those baguettes or any baguette, artisan baguette, slice it, brush it with olive oil, and toast it to make crostini. Be fabulous. And brush this on, serve it in a basket, and then let people brush this bruschetta on it. That is so easy and it's so delicious. I've also used this and do use this instead of pizza sauce. A friend of mine gave me that idea. I didn't even know about this until my friend Maria, who works in Gus Meyer Shoes, she told me about this. We always talk food when I'm trying on shoes. She told me about making a cauliflower crust pizza, which I have that somewhere on my Instagram, I think. Make the cauliflower crust and then just put toppings of your choice, but use the bruschetta instead of pizza sauce. It's fabulous. We'll also tell you a way that you can use this. I've seen this online and I've shared with you all before the Trader Joe's steamed lentils. I always keep those. I happen to be out. I forgot to get them the last time I was there. They are in a vacuum sealed package and they are in the refrigerated produce section. And they're up at the top where the andameme is and just some of the things up there, some of the soups, steamed lentils. All you have to do is cut them open and heat them up. I have seen a recipe that gets raves where you use the steamed lentils and this bruschetta, you stir it together, and I guess you can heat it or serve it cold because everything is cooked, and you serve it as a dip with crackers. I mean, it blows my mind. So easy. So y'all, that is today's Trader Joe's Faves podcast episode. If you have any questions, always feel free to email me, jamie@familysavvy.com. And if you have any Trader Joe's faves or must-haves, send them my way. I love to get feedback. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you all have a fabulous day and hope to see you on the next episode of the Savvy Cast. Thanks again.